morning to each and everyone. Presenting my second food blog. The best way to remain healthy, to remain fit, is to have a balanced diet which will have the correct portion of protein, carbohydrates, calcium, minerals. And when it is cooked at home, generally you try to focus on all the necessary ingredients, and the choice of vegetables will be yours. You'll add less salt, less sugar. The spices will be ample, so the meal will be very healthy and tasty. And to top it all, it is the love. It is the love that a person has for the family. That is Sone Pe Suhaga, presenting one such South Indian meal that is taught to me by my parents, and which is traditional, simple and tasty. And I'm sure you'll try cooking this meal after watching this vlog. Welcome to my kitchen and let's start cooking. Good afternoon all, and I'm cooking sumptuous traditional Kerala sambar for you all. And as you can see, I've taken a medium-sized katori of tuar dal, 2 tomatoes, 3 green chilies and curry leaves, and I'm actually cooking them in the cooker. Please add ample amount of water, and that is very important. And as you can see, it's better to cook tuar dal in the cooker because it is faster and it's evenly cooked. After you hear 3 to 4 whistles, 2 to 3 whistles to be perfect, the cooker has to be taken off and allow the dal to cool in, and that is very important. You'll have to mash the dal once it is cooled. That is the first step for cooking traditional sambar. And the next step is choosing vegetables. The choice of vegetable is yours. Over here I've taken green pumpkin, 2 drumsticks, handful of shallots or Kerala onion and curry leaves. This is the tamarind water that is used for sambar. The third important step is dry roasting the masala that is required for the sambar. And the first ingredient is coconut. I've taken half of a coconut and I'm actually dry roasting it. As you can see, the color of the coconut is changing and you'll have to wait for some time. Dry roast it till the color changes. It should become light brown and you can get the nice aroma of the coconut, and that is when you know that it is dry roasted completely. The next masala that I'm dry roasting is hakka dhania seeds, the whole dhania seeds, little bit of curry leaves, methi seeds and 4 red chili. You cannot see the methi seeds, but I've added a small, a quarter spoon of methi seeds because it will smell yummy once the sambar is done. The color of the masala is changing, and once you get the sweet smell of the coriander seeds, it's done. And you can see tamarind water. That is what I'll be using for grinding the masala. It's important that you grind. After dry roasting the masala and grinding the masala in tamarind water, I've kept some tamarind water. I've not added the entire amount. Now you can see the next important step, and that is frying all the vegetables. I've fried all the vegetables together. You can see the pumpkin, the drumstick and the small onion. This step is important because it will remove the raw smell of the vegetables and it will give added taste to the sambar. Some skip this step, but then I prefer frying the vegetables. I've added masala powder, that is sambar masala powder, 1 spoon, and 1 spoon of sambar masala powder will give added taste. I've added Eastern sambar masala powder, quarter spoon of haldi, hing and salt. Sambar powder, it's an option. It's optional whether if you want it you can add, otherwise you can skip. But then I like adding Eastern sambar powder because it gives nice taste to the sambar. And I've opened the cooker and you can see the dal is completely cooked. I'm mashing the dal. It's important to mash the dal, otherwise the cooked dal will not completely dissolve and it'll stand out. And sambar tastes better if you mash the dal. Now you can see the vegetables getting cooked. I've added the masala. Just allow the masala to settle down in the vegetables. Allow the vegetables to get cooked. Just cover the lid and allow the vegetables to cook. Check whether the vegetables are cooked. Once in a while open the lid and you please check whether the vegetables are cooked. As you can see, I have mashed the dal completely and I'll be adding this dal once the vegetable is cooked. Meanwhile, I had kept rice in the rice cooker. I usually cook rice in the cooker and I'll remove the starch. As we are South Indians and we prefer eating rice over roti, and most of our breakfast items have rice like idli, dosa. So it's better to remove the starch from the rice. That is an option. Option is yours whether you want to keep the starch or you want to remove the starch. The option is yours, but I generally remove the starch because I feel it's better as we eat so much of rice. So I prefer removing the starch. As you can see, I've added dal. I've added the required cooked dal, cooked and mashed dal in the sambar. And the sambar smells heavenly. And I've just reduced the flame and I'm allowing the sambar to cook further. After 5 to 10 minutes, just open the lid and you can check the vegetables whether it's cooked. You can also taste the salt and you can add more salt if required. And I guess the vegetables are almost done. Anyways, I'm just keeping it for 5 minutes more. The next step is adding a tablespoon of ghee, the hot sambar. When it's hot, it'll give added flavor and taste to the sambar. Some fry the mustard seeds in the ghee, but then I prefer adding 1 tablespoon of ghee when the sambar is hot. Now the sambar is done and I'm going to do the tadka. Meanwhile, I'm checking whether the rice is cooked. I guess it is almost cooked. So I'll have to remove the water. I'll just wait. Once the sambar is cooked, the last procedure is to do the tadka or the seasoning. And I'm actually doing the seasoning or tadka with mustard seeds, 2 to 3 red chili and curry leaves. Once the mustard starts spluttering, then you can add 2 red chilies and kadhi patta. And after that, you add the seasoning to the sambar and the yummy, tasty, healthy, rich homemade sambar is ready. Please try cooking the same. This is how the rice looks after it is cooked in the rice cooker. You can see a lot of water. I gently drain off the water since we are rice eaters, and in our traditional homes we remove the starch. But if you have a child, you can cook the rice and you don't have to remove the starch. It's good for your children. It's good for children. And this is how I drain the water off. I placed a plate on top of the vessel, and this is how I drain the water. It will take 2 to 3 minutes to drain off the water, and the perfectly cooked rice is ready. The next cuisine that I'll be making is a cabbage toran that goes really well with rice sambar, curd rice, even with rotis. So the ingredients that I'm using is mustard seeds, a bit of chana dal and urad dal, curry leaves, 2 to 3 green chili, and shredded coconut. So let's start with the cooking. As you can see, I've heated a bit of oil, 1 to 2 tablespoons of oil, and I've added mustard seeds. Just allow the mustard seeds to splatter. And then I'll be adding the chana dal and urad dal, green chili, and after it is fried, I've reduced the flame as you can see, and I'm just allowing the ingredients to be cooked. Let's fry the lentils. I've added very little, and now I've added cabbage. I've taken a medium sized cabbage, and it depends on the size of the family. So slowly I've added the cut cabbage. Cabbage is one vegetable which is simple and tasty. I've added the curry leaves as well. So the coconut, I've just left the coconut. I'll be adding the coconut in the end after the cabbage is done. Now I'm adding haldi powder or turmeric powder, a small tablespoon of turmeric powder, and now I'm adding a bit of salt. I generally use rock salt or the pink salt, which is good for health and it is available in the market. So, and I've actually added the needed salt and I'm mixing it really well. Allow the cabbage to cook, and finally I've added the shredded coconut. The toran is yummy when you add coconut. Again, it's optional. You can add coconut or you can also cook the cabbage without coconut. And since we are from Kerala, we love coconut. And as you can see, this is how the simple South Indian lunch looks like. I made medu vada in the morning, so I've taken medu vada, and you can see the sambar, the rasam. I'll be showing how to make rasam in my next blog. And the rice, curd, and this is the cabbage toran, pickle, chips. This is how our South Indian lunch looks like.